Greetings, Fire Chargers, Dark Blade here, and in this video I will be going over the 24 consonant sounds of English. Modern Standard English is usually conceived of as having 24 distinct consonant sounds. There may be some variations between different dialects. Some might have more that aren't on this list, and some might merge the ones that are on this list. But the 24 figure and these specific ones are the ones that you're most likely to encounter. The 24 consonant sounds are broken up into, 17 obstruents and 7 sonorants. Of the 17 obstruents, there are 6 plosives, 3 voiced and 3 voiceless, 9 fricatives, 4 voiced, 4 voiceless, and I don't know what the H is, and 2 affricates, 1 voiced and the other voiceless. There are also, of the 7 sonorants, basically almost all the time, and no matter the language, sonorants are almost always voiced. In fact, vowels also technically count as sonorants. So among the 7 sonorant consonants, there are 3 nasals, 2 liquids, and 2 semivowels. I will start off with the voiceless plosives, and those are the P, P, usually spelled with the letter P. By the way, I will name the sounds by their... First, I will say what I call the sound name, which is my description of its IPA symbol shape. Then I will make the sound, then I will tell you what the sound is usually spelled as. So there's the P sound, P, usually spelled with the letter P. The T sound, T, usually spelled with the letter T, though in some past tense verb endings, it might be spelled with the letter D, or something that sounds extremely similar to it is spelled with the letter D. Then there's the K sound, K, usually spelled with the letter K or C before the vowels A, O, U, or with a Q that is followed by a U, which makes the W sound, and then another vowel. Moving on to the voiced plosives. We exit the voiceless plosives, and now we're on to the voiced plosives. These are B, but usually spelled with the letter B. The D sound, D, usually spelled with the letter D, and the G sound, G, usually spelled with the letter G. Now moving on to the 4 voiceless fricatives, starting off with the S sound, S. This is spelled with the letter S, though you can also see it spelled with the letter C when followed by the vowels E, I, and Y. Next is the F sound, F, usually spelled with the letter F, though the PH sound can also, the PH letter combination also commonly makes this sound, as do some. The GH letter combination also occasionally makes this sound, but I don't know what the exact rule and circumstance is. Note, the S sound can also be made by PS or KS in word initial context, where the initial plosive has gone silent, leaving just the S as the first sound, but these are still technically spelled with an S as part of the comma. Next is what I call the long S sound. These are made within the medieval or early modern letter known as the long S, which is now defunct. It is the sh sound and is usually spelled with the letters S, with the SH letter combination. As such, I usually call it the SH sound, and I think most English speakers would also call it that. This SH sound can also be spelled with the CH letter combination in loans, mainly in loans from medieval or modern French. Actually, the K sounds can also be made by CH. That's what most English speakers would realize it as a K sound. And loans from German, Hebrew, and ancient Greek, and and many people also pronounce the Scott. Many speakers of other varieties of English would also pronounce the ending CH in the Scottish English word loch for lake as a K sound, as I myself just did. Next up are the four voiced fricatives, starting off with the Z sound, Z, usually spelled with the letter Z, though it can be spelled with the letter S in many contexts, and is also frequently spelled with the letter X. Next is the V sound, usually spelled with a V, though in the super common word of, it is spelled with an F. Next up is the. Oh, wait, I missed, according to the wiki page, I actually missed a. What's it called? A voiceless fricative. This is what I call the theta sound. I call it that because in this video I said I would be giving sound names based on my description of the IPA symbol's appearance. This is written using a lowercase Greek letter theta according to the IPA. It is a th sound also and is usually spelled with the letter combination TH. As such, it is called a TH sound. Its voiced equivalent is what I call the eth sound or the ethyl sound because the the IPA symbol looks like this defunct letter that is known as eth or ethyl. It makes the th sound as in that or other. It is also spelled as TH. So think is the hard TH, that's the theta sound, and this is the soft TH, the th sound of the eth or ethyl. So I got Z, V. Next is the topped 3 sound. It looks like the number 3, but the top component stroke is just a straight line. This is the zh sound. And from what I can come across, it's usually spelled with an S, as in measure, fissure, vision. By the way, the sh sound is also commonly spelled with SS, as in mission and Russia and pressure. The zh sound, that's you can find it in pleasure and anyway, the remaining in fricative is the H sound, which is, you guessed it, spelled with an H. Now, time for the two fricatives. And honestly, the two affricates. And I will be naming these after their spellings because they're conventional spellings, because if I named them after their, IPA shape descriptions, no one would know what I'm talking about. First off is the TH sound. Ch. This is usually spelled with TH. Sometimes it's more specifically spelled with TCH, as in watch. But just CH, as in sandwich, also is a valid spelling. Next is the J sound. In the IPA, this looks like a D followed by that weird 3-like thing I told you about, and the CH sound is a T followed by that defunct long S. This J sound is pronounced J and is usually spelled with the letter J, sometimes more specifically, no. The letter G can also make this sound when followed by E, I, or Y vowels, but there are many exceptions. Sometimes the letters or combination DGE is a more specific way of making this sound. Now that we've covered that, we're moving on to the 7 sonorants. That looks like it would be an epic name for a band or maybe like a group of people in some fictional work. We are the 7 sonorants, and we are here to take your tailed beasts. First off are the 3 nasals. The M sound, usually spelled with an M. The N sound, usually spelled with an N. Then there's this hooked N sound, usually spelled with an G. The difference between the N sound and the NG sound can be heard in these two words. Seen, as in, I have not seen that film, and sing, as in, at the end of this video, I will sing the Hunter x Hunter theme song, Departure. So that's the difference between the N sound and this NG sound. Next are the 2 semivowels. The W, commonly spelled with a W, and the Y, commonly spelled with the Y. In fact, the symbol for the sound in the IPA is actually a lowercase letter J. And in the Slavic languages, and along with other Germanic languages not English, this Y sound is actually made with a J. Finally are the 2 liquids. Those are the L sound and the R sound, spelled with an L and R, respectively. Goodbye, fire chargers, dark blade out, and make sure to like and subscribe.